All right, I want to watch Rax's video here. A message to Diablo 4 team from a heartbroken fan. Now, I played Diablo 4 at launch. All right, let's give some backstory real quick before we get into this. And it was all right. Like, campaign's good. Endgame sucked. All right, they're on season 9. It's been almost 2 years. What, 2 years this game's been out now, right? And it just seems like it gets worse and worse. When you look at the campfire, just completely different people. They made their own questions to answer. It's not like they were like just submitted at the time, and they still couldn't answer the question. It was a shit show. But I want to see what Rax has to say. I just kind of been on the same path of it never looks interesting enough to get back into, and I mean this. Let's watch it. Let's see what happens here.
I woke up this morning and had every intention of. Hi everyone, it's Rax. I woke up this morning and had every intention of playing Diablo 4 Season 9. I've never missed a Diablo 4 start before. And as I was sitting there ready to firing up, thinking about it, I realized that Diablo 4, it's no secret, has not been super fun to me lately. This
Right
season
move.
doesn't seem to change a whole lot. And I found myself actually being pretty sad. Pretty sad because, I think if you took the entire landscape of anybody who plays Diablo, I'm someone who's pretty far up there as being one of its biggest fans, not just from the.
Yeah, I think, what was it, the Rogue? That was my first class. I did the Rogue, got to 100, and then I did the bear guy, the Druid. And if you didn't know, Diablo 4 is free on PlayStation Plus this month in July. You can't get the expansion for free, but you can get the base game for free. And I logged in, and it said something about, like, once you get to level, like, 50 or 60, then the rest of the levels are shared between all your characters. I don't know. My characters were at level 50 or 60, and then they had Paragon levels with, like, 200. I have no idea what they did. It seems like a weird change to me, but, I mean, D4 bad is still a thing, but yeah, I don't know.
Nostalgia, but I, started my streaming career and content creation career off of covering the Diablo games. So it's not even just about the money or the views, the clicks or anything like that. It used to be one of my very favorite franchises. And so I thought, another thing is when I do stream these games, and rightfully so, I'm not criticizing my audience for this, and also I play into it as well. It turns into a giant ball of negativity of everyone just cracking jokes about
hard not to, though.
powers and we hear you, and I get it. It's the reality. So it's honestly not even so much of a joke anymore. But I thought what I would do instead is I would make a very like heart-to-heart video, not even like for the fans or for the viewers, but this is a video that I would send to Blizzard, and I'm not gonna use any curse words. I'm not gonna like drive the stake through their heart, but I am gonna be brutally honest about the things that I think are going wrong or have gone wrong with Diablo.
What's crazy to me is it's been 2 years and the game's still in a bad spot. That's what's crazy to me. Like, PoE 2 in 2 years' time, like, we're coming up. We're only, 7 months? 8 months, I guess, technically? And look how much has changed, like I said, honestly, I think I played a little bit of the first season of Diablo 4, and then I haven't touched it. I've had no desire to jump back in. None.
Diablo 4. And I saw this tweet from Adam Fletcher after the last campfire. And it says, I haven't been present as much. I have a lot of items behind the scenes that he's managing, but within those are big plans. Just know that your war cries of wanting more change aren't going
But how many gaming companies say, "Oh, don't worry, it's coming, and it never gets here, or it comes and it's half-assed and it sucks."
Noticed. The team has been cooking on some of the biggest changes that really hit home on things that people have been asking for and more. We will share more as we get closer. Love you all. Okay. So a lot of people are immediately going to roll their eyes at this and say cringe. This is what they always say. This is just, we hear you again. The Blizzard has lost you forever. Fine. I like Adam. I met him in Seattle. I like a lot of the people in Diablo. on the Diablo 4 team is people. I cannot identify for you what the exact problem is. People say it's not the developers, it's the people higher up, it's they don't have any talent anymore, it's their direction has changed a million times. I've heard every theory under the sun 1,000
It's
times.
kind of hard to pinpoint it, you know?
I'll be honest, I don't really care what the
company.
reason is. I just want it to be fixed. So we're gonna go
Fair.
into pain.
I don't give a fuck what it is. Fix it. Make the game fun. Now, I've seen a few comments on this saying like, oh, well, you know, Rax is a streamer, so he only wants, you know, that end game grind because, you know, streamers are playing the game 12 hours a day. And like, people don't want the bloat like PoE. I get that, right? Like, Diablo is more casual. It's a little easier than like Path of Exile, and the campaign was really good. I'll give that to him. But then Endgame sucked. But like games like this, you need a solid endgame. You just need shit to do, and it wasn't there. Like even look at it from a streamer perspective, like there just wasn't anything to do. It just wasn't there. So I don't really see that argument. Like, you can still have a good game with a solid campaign for casuals and then still have a beefy end game, you know?
Paint, and we're gonna dive into some of the core issues here, and I'm just gonna be brutally honest here. Real quick, one of my sponsors, Crimson Market, been doing this for 2 years, has a beautiful PC, custom PC that they built that we're drawing on Saturday. If you want to win this beautiful PC, you can win it for free.
I do need a new PC.
Use the golden ticket. Literally says free with the golden ticket right here if you've never entered these sweepstakes before. Worldwide delivery. Someone won in China, couldn't deliver it. They put the computer on a plane next to them, flew to China, and hand delivered it to them.
Oh wow!
The video and the
that's actually crazy.
You want to win this PC?
That's dedication.
Link will be down below.
Plane tickets cost more to build the PC.
Here we go. It's time to use Paint, and let's talk about Diablo 4. So in ARPGs, the thing that probably hooks me the most, and I'm just gonna talk to you from me. Like, I've spent a lot of time trying to speak for the people. You want to know who I...
And like, here's the thing, right? At the end of the day, as streamers, as content creators, everybody has their own takes, their own opinions. You want the game to be a certain way that caters to what you like, what you have fun to do. But then, like, Rax is always trying to look out for the community. Okay, well, the community wants this. All right, what questions can we come up? Like, he'll create lists, and he'll create, you know, questions, and he'll break down the campfires, and then be like, all right, well, the community wants this, and that, like, Tavern Talk with Tavern Talk with Gazzy and Darth, old DM, and like, they'll try to like come up, you know, the community will come up with stuff and they'll talk about it. Like, it's not just like, it's, oh, this is what I want. If not, the game sucks. It's never really about that. But at the same time,
I can speak for with 100% certainty, me. So I'm going to speak for me.
There you go.
And if you guys agree with it, awesome. Thumbs up it. If you don't agree with it, you can thumbs down me. You can post on forums and talk shit about me. Or you could, you know.
He already knows how it is. Oh no, you don't agree with me. Attack me. I'm such a bad man. It's the internet, man. He knows. He's been doing this long enough.
Constructive comment and say what you don't like. But I'm going to speak for me here. So if I'm talking to Blizzard, the main reason why I keep playing these games is for dopamine. I want, whenever a super god rare item or rune drops on the ground, to feel like $1 million.
That's fair.
It is not an exaggeration to tell you, I never have this feeling in Diablo 4. Like, practically,
I never got
it. It just doesn't happen. So then I asked myself, what is supposed to be the dopamine in Diablo 4? Well, you could argue it's getting a mythic unique. But getting a mythic unique is very, very easy because you can craft one, whichever one you want yourself, and you can just do the boss ladder and they will drop. You'll get them. It's just brute force doing kind of a tedious task. I know you guys have iterated on this and tried to make it
So they're
better.
just giving it
Like
away.
I'm not ignoring that. But other than that, like what is it? Finding a 3 or a 4 greater affix legendary, or an ancestral unique. Like I get it. Like from where Diablo started, you're trying to implement the dopamine. Like it's been attempted to be put in there, but it doesn't feel like that for me. That compared to dropping a bear rune or a jaw rune or an arachnid mesh or anything like that in Diablo 2 is not comparable at all in any way for me. The thing that I really need you
I
to
never played
do
D2.
is come up with a system where there are some god tier items that actually just you're
Well,
playing.
hold on. Well, didn't they have some really, really rare items that just were never dropping? I think I remember seeing people like selling their accounts or like selling the items somehow. But they were like so rare that nobody ever saw them. So it's like one of those things where it's like, all right, well, I don't know what happened to those items, or if they're. It sounds like these like rare good items are just like kind of easy to get now. But it's like that's what you chase. You know, you get something crazy that makes your build insane, or like, fuck yeah, you know.
Playing the game and you're not quite sure if it will drop, but man, if it does, it just completely transforms your experience. I actually
I just said.
think you had a better system on the launch of the game just with a very bad implementation. The
We just talked about that.
idea that these super rare mythic uniques exist. Now, granted, the mythic uniques had like these huge rolls on them, like 50 to 100, and they were like 1 in a billion chance to drop. That like it can't be that I have to play 10,000 years. That was like actually a figure. You have to play
Yeah.
10,000 years
Yeah, it
to
was
get one
crazy.
drop. Like it can't be that rare, but like if you're blasting for multiple seasons, maybe you find one kind of rare. Makes a lot more sense. I was initially going to do this whole thing where, oh, I'll just play until I get one of these uber uniques just to see if I can get one. But then I did the math on it, and I'm actually never going to get one. So the dopamine is not there for me in the items at all. It's one of the main reasons why I play ARPGs. Let's
Fair.
talk about the characters in combination with the skill tree, in combination with the Paragon board, with theory crafting a build, and the crafting in the game. I guess let me start with the last part. Let's go with the crafting. When I actually started thinking about it, crafting has actually never really been a big part of the Diablo franchise. So I can't needle you too hard for this because the Diablo 2 succeeded without too much crafting. You just have the Heraldric Cube. It doesn't do that much. You put some runes in an order, and then it makes an item. That's that's pretty basic here. But the crafting systems that we currently have, the tempering and the masterworking and the re-rolling a single stat, that doesn't feel very good to me compared to some of the other
Yeah.
systems that we have in other ARPG twits. I'm going to try my best to not bring them into this discussion. I want to talk about Diablo 4 in a vacuum here.
That's
But
fair.
the
I
other
mean, it's good to have competition, right? It's good to have competition in any gaming space, any genre. And when you're like, oh, well, do it like this game, or this game has it better. Like each game has its own pros and cons. But when you start telling, okay, well, I want Path of Exile to have Last Epoch crafting. Okay, well, I want Last Epoch crafting in Diablo. Okay, well, I want Diablo's skill tree over in Path of Exile. You can't keep making all the games combine their best things. Sure, like people have done that. They'll make a new game and combine like the good elements, but like each game is specific to its own thing for that one thing. And like I get it, but I don't want all the games to be the same, you know? So constantly comparing, it's like let's think about what makes Diablo Diablo. Let's think about what makes Path of Exile, Last Epoch, and let's keep it to it and just refine what they're doing versus trying to make it like another, the other game. Maybe that's just my take. I don't know.
crafting systems that other games are making are actually taking it far beyond just these really basic and sometimes infuriating systems that we currently have. um, I think it really needs to change. I think this is one of those things where you've got to sit down and see what ideas the team has and try to implement a real crafting system into Diablo 4 that's fun and engaging to use.
Yeah.
The characters with the skill tree, with the Paragon board, essentially lead to almost no theory crafting. The example that I love to give is you got a bunch of people. If you took me and Rob and Woody and Macro and Boiler and Snail and everybody else, you took us all and you gave us some random class and some random archetype. You gave us a sorcerer with fireball. You had us theory craft an endgame character. Think about the pieces there. Well, when you're buffing up fireball, we already know you have choice A or choice B. And then in the
So before he goes on here, from what I remember in Diablo, at least, it seemed like there wasn't much variation in what you could do if you picked like how he's saying you want to use fireball. It didn't seem like you could really branch out and do anything crazy. You're kind of just stuck to one, two, maybe three different things to make it good, and then that was it, and everybody's running the same thing. Like, I mean, think of Path of Exile. You can switch and swap so many different support gems, and it just really it go crazy. All the things on the passive tree. But I feel like with Diablo, it's very like basic. And I think that's what he's getting to here.
Paragon board, you're locked to like 5 boards. So we just got to calculate, which of the 5 boards gives us the most damage is usually what you're going for. And then the key passive should be pretty obvious. Maybe there's 1 or 2 on which one that you pick. Like, you see where I'm going with this? And then there's like the fireball staff, and there's like the fireball gloves. The idea here is if you gave us 1 hour each to theory craft this build, it would be nearly identical.
Yep.
That's because there aren't pieces there within your systems to actually
Yeah, I
theory
felt that with
craft
Diablo when it
something
launched.
different. And I
Has
would
it been 2
consider this
years?
a major flaw
I think it
of
has.
the game.
Yeah.
Blizzard has explicitly said this or behind closed doors, that they want to make Diablo 4 very accessible, even for people that don't know ARPGs.
And that's the thing. They've done that.
So when you make this kind of straight linear path of how you build essentially like the correct version of the Fireball Sorcerer, you have killed a lot of the creativity, a lot of the things that a lot of the people love to do to make these crazy melee builds that are supposed to be caster builds, but the melee version actually works very well. I need you to build at least pieces of these systems that allow for creativity, that allow for expansion, that allow for ideas here. Because there aren't very many ideas that we can do with the pieces in Diablo 4. It makes the game stale.
I mean, look at PoE 2. We got 700 hours in it since early access launched. And I've made how many mercenary builds? Like 8 different, 10 different, I don't even know how many different mercenary builds just off of one class. You can't, I feel like I couldn't do that in Diablo.
It's the game repetitive. What's the difference between if you had played Fireball 4 seasons ago and if you play it now? Maybe you added 1 unique for that archetype, and that's it.
Oof.
This is the problem and why the game gets so stale.
Ugh.
For the end game, the problem with the end game, someone said this on the last campfire chat and everyone started laughing. He said, I missed most of the campfire. What color is the Helltide this season? And it's funny, it's a good joke, but it's also kind of what happens. It's always just, hey, corruption has taken over this zone. There's spots of this zone with a circle with an event. It's always the same thing. What ideas do you guys have? I would love to see you guys do very, very different things. And I think maybe you feel like your hand got caught in the cookie jar here because a lot of the things that you have tried, people have really not liked. The Gauntlet, people didn't really like that. The Abattoir of Zir, people didn't really like that. And I understand how, like, after doing that a couple of times, you're like, let's just go with sherbet, orange sherbet Helltide this time and we'll be fine. But we can't go that way. We need to see what you guys can actually come up with that is more than just corruption and a new kind of monster. And there's an event that gives you a resource that you spend at a vendor with 20 rank. I mean, it's always the same thing. This ties directly into the seasons. This is probably the thing that's the most self-explanatory. Every season is powers. Powers, I would imagine, as a game developer, I don't develop games, but I would imagine as a game developer has got to be like the easiest, quick slap it into the game as a season thing that you could possibly do. Okay, well, let's give them this explosion, or oh, we have all these bosses that do these attacks. We have all those attacks coded. Let's just put that attack into a gem, tune the numbers, and we have ourselves a season. I don't know how big of a team you guys have. I don't know what the budget is. I don't know how the structure is, but I mean, you guys have the internet has been roasting you pretty hard for Powers, Austin Powers, da 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 da.
Good
But
ass movies.
the seasons they've got to be different. They've got to be different.
So it seems like everything's still the same. It's been a while. Season 1, I feel like it was like one boss, you killed him, and then you got some sort of, I guess, power, and then that was it. And it, like, I don't know, it like doubled my damage, or I don't remember what the fuck it was. And I remember it was one simple, easy boss, wiped him out, and then that was it. And it was like real fucking boring. And if they're still doing that 2 years in and just rebranding it every time, oof. Yikes.
They've got to be different ways of playing the game to really hook people in. I would be absolutely shocked if any demographic out there, the casuals, the blasters, anything in between, is enticed to come in for another season of Powers. You've got to do something different every single time, otherwise it gets stale. One very common complaint, which I think is extremely valid, is the content in the game versus paid updates. Like we're expecting in the expansion, and I get it. The Diablo 4 is a for-profit company, and I just saw this is no laughing matter here, but I just saw that Xbox or Microsoft just posted that there's tons of layoffs coming, and even for the gaming department. I'm not sure if anyone on the Diablo 4 team will be affected, but it's never a joke when people are losing their jobs. So it sounds like, I mean, hearing that, hopefully it's unaffected, but it sounds like if anything, we're going to be losing people
most likely
working on the game, and the bottom line for all these companies is it's always about money. But the level of trickled in content that we're getting in between the expansions is really not enough. And it's not even that. It's not even just the content that you're trickling in. It's also the content that people just expect to be in the game that is.
I mean, weren't there horses like $70 for a horse mount? I mean, the MTX was just absurd in this game. Like, nobody wants to spend the price of a new game on a fucking armor set or a horse. And it was just, I didn't get anything. I didn't buy their battle pass. It just wasn't worth it. I think I got one free with pre-order the game, but outside of that, that was it. It's not worth it. It's not exciting. It wasn't. I remember, like, there was no like glowing weapons, or there was nothing cool at launch, and it was like, I don't want this shit. I'm not spending. And like, I didn't buy the expansion. I didn't come back for the expansion. They added one class, and it wasn't like, I don't remember how much it was. Was it like a full game price? I think it's $40 now. I don't know what it was, but like a year in, I get you need to make your money, but it didn't feel like enough, you know? Like, PoE 2 free update, new class, 3 new ascendancies, new mechanics, and then Diablo 4. They're like, hey, give us $60 and we'll give you one class. It doesn't. It just, I don't know. It's got to be better than that.
Isn't in the game. Diablo is not in the game. And I'm sure the plan is
That is true.
and when Mephisto came out in the expansion, it was like split into multiple arcs. So it could be sold as separate expansions. Like it was like you took this story of like the primevals and you divided it up in as many slices as you possibly
Just
could.
milking
And now
it.
you're going to spoon feed it into to us over the expansions. We don't have the cow level. We don't have leaderboards or the ladder.
Nobody found the cow level yet?
Didn't you guys invent the ladder? I mean, I don't know my history here, but in ARPGs, didn't you invent the race to 99 on Battle? Didn't you invent it? And then leaderboards are part of the, I think if I saw it correctly on the roadmap that you released, it's part of the expansion, the second expansion even. You guys invented it. It was you. What happened?
I mean, this is with every game now. Like games launch, and then it takes years before they get up to where they should be. Like, I get game development takes longer now, but you gotta stop launching half-ass games and then expect us to pay an extra $200-300 to get the full game in 3 or 4 years. It's just getting exhausting. It's just, there's so many games that launch, and they're in beta states, and it's coming, don't worry. Look at Test Drive, look at this, oh, we're coming, we're doing what the community wants, and then it flops. There's so many bugs, performance issues. It's been a plague for years now with the video game industry. Like, I'm sure it's hard, but you got to think, okay, well, if it takes this amount of time, they don't want to pay more staff to get it done. And then you don't have enough staff, it takes longer. It's just one of those things, man. I don't know. But too many games come out broken in beta states and they suck. And it just sucks. It sucks.
No Diablo, no cow level. The Mephisto thing is behind a paywall, we fought Mephisto's dog, etc. You get the idea. And Diablo 4, in a lot of ways, it's starting to feel to me like Diablo 4 is feeling like Diablo Immortal. It feels like
Yikes.
a mega cash grab, and that feels very bad. I think you get the idea there.
Yep.
The balance and the bugs. You want to know, people always ask me about how are they going to balance this, this or that. Everything is crazy. It's always the same thing every season. I think Blizzard, I'm going to invent a new challenge, right? There was the Ice Bucket Challenge. There was the Tide Pod Challenge where people were eating laundry detergent. I don't understand that, but I have a new challenge. It's called the 1 million challenge. I think that the Diablo 4 team needs to do a gigantic pass, and I know we've been redoing all the different systems. I need you to do a gigantic pass on every single skill, every combination, all the mythic uniques on all the characters. And I don't want a single skill to do more than 1 million damage. And the idea behind that, like whether it's a balance thing or a bug thing, it's got to pass both tests. And the idea behind that is if you could get it somewhere around that level, then you could attempt to balance the game. Every single game, it's like you're on a waterbed, or you're like in the lazy river in Oceans of Fun. We're going up and down and up and down and up and down all the time. But Blizzard, you can't balance anything when there are skills that hit with like 3 extra zeros at the end of their attack versus other skills. It's impossible. How do you balance anything like that?
Yeah.
So I have the 1 million challenge where nothing hits for harder than 1 million, and then you could like balance the game. You know what I mean? I
You know how
don't
much
want
work that
to
would be
hit
for them,
for
though?
trillions, billions, quadrillions, literally the infinite symbol
Yeah.
in one of Rob's videos.
I
I'm
remember that.
and then so many things are plagued with bugs, game-breaking bugs that last for season after season after season. Number one
It's not
example,
just Diablo.
Bulwark Druid. How long did Bulwark Druid? How many from release to the preseason one and season 2? Which season did it get fixed in? We'd have to ask Boiler. Like stuff like that. Man,
That's what I
please.
played, Bulwark Druid.
It
The thing where you hit the ground and doom, doom, doom.
we need a serious pass at how much damage we're all doing. You kind of did something this season where you crucified overpower, said overpower is overpowered. You changed the formula. It's like way worse now. And a lot of people were complaining. I was sitting there, I was like, I can't believe you guys are complaining. This is step 1 of 50 toward our 1 million challenge to where we can actually balance the game. And then the final thing, the target audience. And this goes back to something that we talked about earlier. I understand that everything is about money. And I understand that the way that you make money is you sell copies of Diablo 4 and then you sell battle passes and you sell cosmetics in the shop. And I understand that one of the best ways to do that is with new player acquisition. And then with new player acquisition, the thing that gets them hooked in playing is being able to play the game, have it being very simple and having it, everything be smooth sailing. But when you design your game so heavily under that path, you have, I think, the number one demographic that you have lost the most. And I bet we can get some comments down below that sound off on exactly this idea, because I'm it as well. I'm part of it. Some of your biggest fans just don't see the original Diablo franchise,
Yep.
the essence of it
Fair.
in this game. I'm not
not
seeing
there.
it. I see it as something moving more toward Diablo Immortal. And man, I miss the original Diablo. Do you guys remember that you were the kings of ARPGs?
Used to be.
You guys made Diablo and Diablo 2. You guys made World of Warcraft. You guys made StarCraft. You guys were gaming royalty. And it's because you made these game-breaking games for gamers, not for people that kind of game but will pop in, buy the game, and buy the battle pass. Not saying that diehard gamers don't buy those things. They do. But it seems like the shift has been a huge marketing push
Fair take. Yep.
for money. And it
Yep.
seems like it's been at the expense of the essence of Diablo 4.
But I mean, like, that's like every company. Every quarter, we got to up our sales. We got to up our money. How can we make more money? And, you know, when you take a game and it takes years to make, and then, you know, the higher ups are like, push it out, whatever, we need money. And it's just, you're pandering to just have it be a cash cow, and then it's dead. You make the next one. Hype it up. You know, if they were like, all right, they announced Diablo 5 at the end of the year, people would fucking go crazy. Like, all right, well, maybe this one will be better, and it'll get all hype, and people, hopefully they fixed, you know, the issues with 4, and it comes out, and it's the same fucking mess. Thanks for the money. I don't know, man. It's just, it's sad. It's like I said, it's not just Diablo. It's a ton of games. It's just, gaming is not in a good spot.
And I am not saying these things from hate. They are not empty insults.
And that's the thing. Like, people are gonna say, "Oh, like, dude, he's literally being calm. He's stating his opinions. The majority of us feel this way, but you know, you still got those retards on the internet."
It's how I actually feel, and I'm making this video because I care. I would love it if
Fair.
we could get back on track. People are gonna roast me so hard, saying the dude is so pathetic. He still believes in Diablo 4. He's still making this content. He's a 40-year-old piece of shit. Like, that's you know,
That's the internet. No matter what you do, they're gonna fucking talk shit. But like, I mean, you know, as we get older, we have nostalgia. Like my girlfriend gets on me all the time. Like I'll get nostalgic TikToks, and it's like, shit, dude, the '90s where I grew up was so good. It's just not the same. And like, you want one of your favorite franchises to just be how it's always been. You want them, and like, I mean, look at the people with like Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. It's crazy that that game didn't get more coverage on how bad it flopped. And you know, we're coming up on, it's been 10 months it's been out, and it's only getting worse. And you know, you have the people like, oh, I want it, give them time, they'll fix it, it'll be like the first two games, it'll be so good, give them time. And it's like, how many times do they have to fail and continue to hype you up only to let you down, lie to you every season, and then just ask for more battle passes and more money when their game sucks? Optimization is horrible, the pop-ins, and it's like, at some point you just got to give up and be like, this, it's never going to be what it used to. I just got to move on. But like, I get what Rax is saying. Like, he wants it to be like it used to be, and there's nothing wrong with that. But then at the same side, like me, it's like, as a consumer, it's like, all right, well, you keep fucking me over, you keep hyping us up for this, and then you don't deliver, and then a year goes by, 2 years goes by, it's still doing it. It's like, yeah, somewhere in the back of your head, you're like, I wish, and I'll make a video talking about what I want, but at the end of the day, it doesn't seem like it's going to change at this point. You know what I mean? So, and it's like, do we need new management for these games? Do we need different developers? What's the issue? What's holding it back? Is it they don't have enough ideas? Like all these streamers, like there's so many games. Like look at Need for Speed. They had all the streamers go over there and give them ideas for, like, you know, their Kaizen year 2. And like, you know, all the Diablo guys, they went out to the, you know, Blizzard headquarters, and they all like meet up and they all have a good time. Like, send me out there next time. Hell yeah, I'll go hang out. But like, you get the culture together, you get all these streamers together, and they literally give you their ideas for free. So many ideas come out of this. You know, hey, all these, what was it, like 20 plus streamers, they all give ideas. Oh, well, what if you did this? And then like, even just feedback from that. But then it's always like, it always gets ignored, and then they just completely do a 180 and do their own thing. And it's like, I get you don't always want to listen to streamers, right? Because streamers are blasters. They play the game 24/7, and it's not going to cater to the casual. But I mean, look at the success of like Path of Exile. Even if Diablo did more Endgame like Path of Exile is doing, I think it would be in a better spot and more people would play it. But I think the biggest thing here is there's no variety in builds. I don't know. I'm just ranting at this point. I don't fucking know.
I know how the internet works. I've been around here for a long time. But I would really, really love it if Diablo 4 in general on a lot of these major things would go in a different direction. Would go in, it needs to be a new direction, an inspired direction, but something with the essence about what the Diablo franchise and what the Blizzard of old used to be about. And I think if that happens, I think the morale and the favor of Diablo 4 will go up.
100%.
So I don't know. That's it, guys. That's the end of the video. I don't think I'm going to log into Diablo 4 Season 9. I don't really want to play. There's nothing I'm looking forward to playing.
Did he not play at all?
I don't want to create this big negative environment where we just roast Diablo 4 as we play it for a day and then quit, and it's my fault. I cultivate it, so I'm blaming myself, not any of the viewers.
Fair.
It's not their fault. It's 100% on me. So I'm gonna go play other games, and I'm gonna patiently wait to see. Adam said there's a whole new thing coming. They have big plans and more.
Yeah, but when is it coming?
I'd love to hear them. I'd love to hear what they are. I hope they address some of these things. And if you make a sincere attempt at any of these things, even if it doesn't work out for you, at least in my mind, I'll give you credit for it. Even if I play it and I hate it, but you tried, I'll give you credit for it. Example, the big overpower nerf has a lot to do with this. I give you credit for that. It's got to start somewhere. People will cry. The 1 million challenge. That's what I would pose to you. All right, guys. That's it. If you feel like it, let me know what you think about this video. But this was more of a heart-to-heart directly aimed at Blizzard, just trying to really get at the heart of some of these core things that I think are holding Diablo 4 back. Thank you.
There it is. Yeah, I want to watch that because like I said, I haven't played since launch. A little bit of season 1 and season 9. 8 seasons later, and it just hasn't gotten better. But yeah, if you haven't followed Rax, go sub, man. Give him a like. Follow him on Twitch. I'm sure he's got his links in here. Yeah, I'm surprised. So he didn't even play it at all. I haven't had time to tune into any streams. I think I watched Woody popped in a Rob. I think Woody was doing like a 24-hour stream with Diablo, but I mean, this is fair. You guys made Diablo as my Warcraft. Yeah, I mean, that was a long time ago. Those dudes are out of there. They're gone. But D4 is a shop simulator with ARPG. That's true. But, and that's the thing. A game for everyone is a game for no one. Good quote. You know what are you going to do? But I'm on the same way. I want to see it get better. I mean, Diablo. I got into Diablo late. My girlfriend got me into Diablo 3 before Diablo 4 came out and absolutely loved it. And then she got me into PoE. I'd never played ARPGs until then. And now look at me. I'm addicted. But anyway, boys, you know the drill. Subscribe, come back. See you on the next one.